Okay, y'all. So I remember this one time I had decided to chill with this guy, right? So he just picked me up and we was just like riding around, we was just smoking, talking. I was just getting to know him or whatever. So tell me why while I'm in the car with this dude, we had a pretty interesting conversation. And it felt like to me, just from my human experience, it felt like me speaking to him was like me speaking to an aspect of the divine. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, listen to me. Like, if you believe in tests in life, then it shouldn't be hard for you to understand. I felt that he had been a test for me to speak my truth, to stand boldly in my honor, in my perspective, in my ways. So, we were in the car, just chilling, right? Okay, so he found a spot by this store uh where we could just like park and just chill and smoke or whatever. Um and this just coming to me say, yeah, I know some people be like, well, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not even gonna say all that. I'm not gonna do all that. Anyway, we parked at this store, and he he says, okay, now it was a whole. We had a whole nother conversation, like all this going on. But just I want to just say this part. Okay, this is what's coming to me to say right now. Anyway, we got to the store on Family Dollar. He said he wanted me to go inside to get a pack of blunts, and I'm saying to myself, okay, um, oh, matter of fact, okay, now I'm remembering more. So he had, okay, y'all, I guess I gotta say the whole story now. So the way I met this person, I met him because I had just went to get me some food from this restaurant down the way, and I saw him there, and well, he saw me. It was very hot outside, and there was like a little tent. So anyway, I was standing in the heat. It was only a section of people that was standing under the tent. So, we were waiting so long. I decided to move where the shade was. I didn't necessarily want to be by him, but hell, I wanted to get in that shade. So anyway, he starts chatting it up with me, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I just remembered to tell y'all this because now I'm remembering how I really met him. Because listen. Because this next part is like really crucial, okay? Anyway, so he didn't really he said a little bit to me when I had came to stand by him, but like we wasn't chopping it up in the line. You know what I'm saying? Not really. He was talking to people around me. I was kind of like nodding, like smiling and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to really be part of the conversation for real. Anyway, um, and come to think of it, it was like two different people that, like, it's somebody else that wound up saying something to me too that day. But anyway, he wound up getting his food first, and he had done left. I thought he had done left for real, y'all. I thought he had been long gone. By the time I got my food, and I just want to put this out there too, because I might speak on this at a later point. There was a second person, a man that I was standing by from the beginning, before I moved. He wound up like somehow he was in conversation too. Oh, he was telling me something like, okay, y'all, after the first guy had done left is when me and the guy that I was standing by before, that's when we started chopping it up or whatever. He was telling me about how his nephews don't want to work. He was the older guy, y'all. He was telling me about how his nephews don't want to work and all this and stuff. And and I was just giving my honest opinion. I was like, well, maybe they just don't have a passion for it and whatnot. And I promise I'm gonna get back to the point, y'all. um, with the divine help. Anyway, I was like, maybe they just don't have the passion for it or whatever. Maybe they just don't love it. And some way I got to saying like, do you love it? He was like, no, I don't love it. And I was like, well, you can't expect them to, want to jump up and do something you don't even love. And I wasn't even trying to be rude. It just came out naturally like that in front of all them people. That's just what I was thinking. I was just thinking like, dang, I really wasn't. I just kind of, I really keep to myself, y'all, in crowded places or just anywhere. I just be like keeping to myself, and like now I'm over here, having this like public conversation, and I wasn't trying to like put him down or anything, make him feel wrong. But anyway, the point of me saying that was that he wound up paying for my lunch, right? And oh, I was about to say, no, because at first I was thinking I had gave him my number or something, but I did not give him my number. I had to remember, y'all, for a second there. He had bought my lunch, and I wound up seeing him again because he rolled by my job. He came through the drive-thru, and anyway. That's a whole nother story, y'all, and I might speak on him another date, but we trying to talk about this person I went to stand next to get shade, okay? Okay. I'm glad you're still here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I trust that if you're here, you get it. Like, you get it. You get that we're gonna get there, okay? Okay, so the guy that I went to stand next to, he had done left. I thought he was long gone. The man, he had done bought my food and everything. I'm walking back home, and this dude. Hold on, I just heard somebody. Okay, anyway, I'm walking home, and this dude, he like creeping out this parking lot across the way, beeping at me, talking about, hop in, I give you a ride, hop in. And I know you don't get in the car with strangers, but I don't really stress that so much. Like, you got to use your discernment. Like, now of course you're not gonna always know or whatever, but like I said, use your discernment before you get in the car with folks. You don't want to be scared of everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to trust everybody, but you ain't gotta be scared of everybody. Anyway, so I got in the car with this person, and he had took me to the corner store. We were just talking on the way. I didn't let him take me all the way home. I just let him take me to the store by where I've been staying at. Anyway, so we went in the corner store, and he bought me something to drink. I really said no at first because I think I was finna buy myself something, but he offered, and I was like, okay, thanks. So he bought me something to drink, and he bought a pack of blunts. That's what we was getting back to. That's what I wanted to get back to. He had bought me a pack of blunts. So I had already done rolled up and smoked because he had to go deliver. Y'all, I remember now we was having a deep conversation, y'all. He had to take some food to, well, he didn't tell me who he was taking it to, but I had them put two and two together because while we was in the car for the first time, he was telling me about how he ain't gonna lie to me now. He got a chick or whatever, a few or one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I said to him that I respect the fact that he told me the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I had no intentions of jumping on him and doing all the extra shit. I only intend to get to know people for the person that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could have sex, but like, who are you? Like, how do we connect truly? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care about who he got. At this point, I just accept that most men, a lot of men, not all of them, or just people, not even just men, just people in general, they gonna do what they do, and you cannot control what they do. So I'm not even finna sit up here and force myself to force some man to want just me and only me. Like, bruh, at this point, I don't even want to allow that man to claim me as his own. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clear to me that a lot of these men that be sleeping around with whoever they want the woman to just be with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like it's a man like that that started calling women whores and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because she don't want to be bound to him. And like, you ain't got to be sexing it up with everybody either to be considered a whore. Like, of course that's what you would think, but just you giving your presence to somebody else, that'll be enough to make that man spaz out and call you all kinds of names and stuff. You ain't even got to be giving it up, honey. The point. Okay, that is part of the point anyway, but I just want to get y'all the whole story here. Okay, so he had done bought me that. Oh yeah, so he had done left to take the food to whoever he was taking it to, and I had done smoked. You know, in the time that he was going and coming back type job, it was gonna be like 30 minutes, I suppose. And I was eating my food, so you know. So he comes back, and that's when we go riding to Family Dollar. That's where, you know, that's the beginning of the story here. 11:44. We made it back, y'all. We made it back. Thank you for being here and trusting with me. Okay, so we made it to Family Dollar, and oh yeah, he was asking me if I had the blunt. I didn't know that he was expecting me to bring the pack back with me. So no, I did not have the blunt. That's why he asked me to go in the store. That's what I suppose anyway. But listen, I got a whole outlook. And y'all, I'm telling you, there was a whole conversation we was having that before he even asked me to go in the store. I guess that was before, or maybe it was during. I don't really remember. Anyway, because he had a blunt too that we had smoked. Anyway, oh yes, I believe that he was pretty upset with me already because what I just told y'all about how women I'm okay with, like, okay, like I had just told y'all, I appreciated him for being truthful with me, and I feel like men should do whatever they please. I feel like women should do that as well, do whatever they please. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to feel bound to just one man. At this point, listen, I used to feel like I was a monogamous person. You feel me? And I feel like I could still be that way. But at the same time, I don't, because I don't feel like it would be mentally healthy for me, because I don't want to, y'all, just from my years of experience, might not be that much, but it's something, okay? I just feel like monogamy is just something made up for control. Control over who? I don't know. Maybe it's the more sensitive person. Y'all, this conversation, oh my gosh. Listen, I trust that whoever gets it, gets it. And I just feel like monogamy is not healthy for the human spirit, the human nature. You know what I'm saying? Polygamy, now I don't know the the specifics, but from what I understand of polygamy, you just be with who you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? No ties, full ties to anyone. I feel like in polygamy you can just be friends, like deep friends, like you truly care about one another, but you are also able to let each other go in such a way where you're not fully attached, like at the hip. You know what I'm saying? Like 1441, y'all. I'm seeing these beautiful numbers, y'all. Anyway, I was agreeing with him, and he didn't like my point of view really. You know what I'm saying? He didn't quite like that I was okay. Well, he liked the fact that I was okay with him doing his dirt, but he didn't like the fact that I was okay with doing my own, or just like not giving a damn about what he's doing type shit. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't really like, he wasn't fully on board unless it suited him 100%. That's how I felt, and that's how a lot of guys are. That's why I feel like it was a test, like a divine test. I felt like I was talking to a collective. Because for one, guys talk. They talk like how females talk. You ain't no telling who he know, and he might have told whoever that he was gonna get with me, and he lost type shit. 'Cause people be betting on females and whatever too. They be doing that now, okay? Anyway, I'm not saying that's what happened now, but it just be happening. I know it do. Anyway, yes, let's get back to this part about he wanted me to go in this store. Now, it was what he said. Now, he said that he wanted me to go to the store to get the blunt. But what he said after that, I said okay now. I said okay. It felt weird to me, but I didn't see any reason to say no. You know what I'm saying? But he wound up saying, oh yeah, after he asked me to go in the store, he wound up saying, yeah, I'm gonna make you do some work. Child, I stopped. I looked at him and I said, do some work. And I just got back comfortable in the seat, because what are you talking about? That was a huge red flag to me, because why do you feel like you need to put me to work? I am a dainty young lady, here to be pursued. What do you think you're doing? You know what I'm saying? You want to put me to work. Anyway, and he tried to butter me up, I guess, by saying, here, I go in with you. Do you know, listen here. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that he intended to leave me there. I truly believe it, because for whatever reason, we never did get out the car. He didn't, we didn't go in the store. He just wound up taking me back. And it's funny, because, he didn't say that he was taking me back home. He just, what did he say? I think he just said he was going to another store or something. And, on the way back, we were still having a conversation that I could tell he just wasn't liking. And, on the way back, I could tell that he was taking me in the same direction of where we went, but he still didn't verbally say that he was taking me back. You know what I'm saying? I think he wanted it to be a situation where he was kicking me out, But, anyway, before we got back, I said, oh, I think I want to go home now. Because he could have just been still trying to go to the store and get us a pack of blunts or something. But, I made the decision to say, hey, I want to leave now. And he gonna say, well, yeah, that's why we over here. That's why we done came back over here. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know, because you said we was going to the store, because, people be trying to play with your head now. You can't let them play with your head. You know what be going on, and you got to call it out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't call it out, motherfuckers they will keep trying to feel like shit just flying over your head. You feel me? And don't let them think that. So, yeah. That's the story. And I'm really glad that I was able to get all that out. I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for all y'all that's here. And I trust that y'all relate. Like, you got your own story that is like so much, I don't know, it just relates, okay? You just got your own story that relates, and you came across this right on time, honey. I trust it. Oh my gosh. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much. All right, do your thing and be great.